Have you ever stopped to think that maybe the first hour of your day is like the most important hour of your whole life? Seriously, we're about to dig into how that one little hour doesn't just start your day, it can actually set the entire course for where you end up. Sounds a little dramatic, I know, but the ripple effect is just massive.
And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head, right? This is way more than just some feel good line. I mean, think about it. Our lives don't usually go off the rails because of some big explosive event. Nope, it's the tiny little surrenders we make every day, like letting your email inbox run your morning, that slowly, quietly pull us completely off course. So every single morning, you're standing at a fork in the road. You've got the average path, you hit snooze, you grab your phone, you get sucked into a vortex of notifications. That's not just a lazy start, you guys. That's you actively training your brain to be reactive and average. And then there's the other path, the high performers path. And that's all about making conscious, proactive choices from the second your eyes open. And here's the wild part. The whole fight for a disciplined, productive day, it's not some hour-long struggle. It's won or lost in just 10 seconds. The instant that alarm clock blares, that's it. That's the whole ballgame right there. Which brings us perfectly to our very first habit. You have to win the war with your alarm. And it's brutally simple. Pick one wake-up time, and that's your time, period. Every single day. Doesn't matter if you're tired, doesn't matter if you went to bed late. When that alarm makes a sound, you get up. There are no other options on the table. It's non-negotiable. Because that snooze button, it's not your friend. It's not helping you get more rest. It's a training tool. And every single time you press it, you're teaching your brain a very simple lesson. Hey, commitments don't really matter. We can always put off the hard stuff. And guess what? Your brain is a super fast learner. It starts using that same logic for everything else you have to do that day. All right, so you're out of bed. You won the first battle. Now it's time for habit number 2. Activate your body. And I mean before you even think about coffee. The absolute fastest way to wake up your mind is to get your body into motion. When you seize control of your physical self, you're sending a direct message to your brain that says, hey, wake up, I'm in charge now. And the playbook for this is incredibly easy. First, hydrate. Drink a big glass of water right away. Then move. Immediately. A quick walk outside, a few jumping jacks, anything. Look, we're not talking about a 90-minute gym session here. Even just 5 or 10 minutes is enough to completely flip the switch on your mental state. And the most important rule of all, the absolute deal breaker, no phone. The second you look at that screen, your brain flips into reactive mode, and you've already lost the battle for focus. Okay, so you're hydrated and you're moving. What's next? Fuel. This is habit 3. Now, most of us eat breakfast for one of two reasons, either to feel full or because it tastes good. But people who operate at a high level, they have a totally different approach. They don't eat for taste, they eat to fuel their brain for peak performance. I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day. On one side, you've got the sugary processed stuff. You know the drill, you get that quick energy spike, and then the inevitable crash that leaves you feeling fuzzy and reactive. On the other side, you've got real food, high in protein, that gives you sustained, stable energy. It sets you up to be focused and proactive. That one decision at breakfast can literally dictate how your brain works for the next several hours. And you know, there's a little psychological bonus here, too. When you take a few minutes to actually prepare your own food, you're doing more than just feeding yourself. It's a small, powerful act of discipline. It's you telling yourself, I am in control of the choices I make today. So now you've got all this amazing energy and focus. Where do you point it? Well, that brings us to habit 4. This is all about taking advantage of your brain's golden window. That period in the first few hours after waking up when your ability to focus is at its absolute peak. Most people squander this precious time on emails and social media. We're going to do the exact opposite. The whole strategy is called front-loading your day. You take all that peak morning focus and you aim it like a laser at your single hardest, most important task. Just imagine what it feels like to have the biggest thing on your to-do list done before 11 a.m. It's an incredible feeling. You're not just busy anymore, you're making real, meaningful progress. And that creates a wave of momentum that can carry you throughout the entire day. And now we've arrived at the final habit. This is the one that ties everything else together. It's the one that makes sure all that energy you've created is actually pointed in the right direction. It's all about creating a blueprint for your day. This right here is a fundamental law of the universe, or at least of productivity. If you don't decide what your day is going to be about, somebody or something else will decide for you.
Your day will just become a chaotic series of reactions to notifications, emails, and other people's emergencies. You'll feel busy for sure, but you'll get to the end of the day and realize you accomplished nothing that truly matters to you. So, how do you create a plan that gives you that laser focus without feeling restrictive or overwhelming? Well, the answer is so simple. And it all comes down to one single magic number: 3. It's called the rule of 3. Every morning, you just take 5 minutes and you decide, what are the 3 most important things I have to get done today? Just 3. This tiny act gives you unbelievable clarity. It stops your brain from wasting energy on wondering, what should I do next? Everything else is just noise. So let's bring this all home with one last, really powerful idea. We all get caught up thinking that to change our lives, we need some kind of big, dramatic, movie montage moment. But what if that's all wrong? What if real, lasting change is much smaller, much quieter? What if it happens in that tiny little space between your alarm ringing and you making a choice? Because at the end of the day, your morning routine is the factory where discipline is made. And it's that discipline that steers the ship of your life. And remember, the goal here is not perfection. You're going to have off days. It happens. The goal is just consistency, showing up day after day. That's where the magic really is. So I'll just leave you with this one question. Tomorrow morning is coming. That alarm is going to go off, and you're going to have about 10 seconds. In that moment, are you going to choose the old, average, reactive way, or are you going to choose to take control? The decision is all yours.